We wrestled the demon Pazuzu in The Exorcist.
Your mother is in here, Karis. Would you like to leave a message? I'll see that she gets it.
We hooked the fisherman killer Ben Willis, and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, you got a letter? I got run over, Helen gets her hair chopped off, Julie gets a body in her trunk, and you get a letter. That's balanced.
We survived a summer away with the angel of death, Angela Baker, in sleepaway camp.
Look what I did. I packed you and your cousin some goodies for the ride up to camp. Wasn't that nice of me?
But we ain't seen nothing yet. Join Alex and Dean of the Return, Revenge, Resurrection podcast as we go toe-to-toe with the ever-resourceful Michael Myers.
I shot him 6 times.
Be there as we discuss the Halloween franchise in its entirety, from John Carpenter's beloved 1978 classic to David Gordon Green's epic forthcoming finale.
I shot him in the heart.
We cover it all, the good, the bad, and the bloody. Return, Revenge, Resurrection, a podcast that slashes its way through horror movie franchises.
You don't know what death is.
New episodes every Thursday, available wherever podcasts are found.
I told everyone.
The Blast from Our Past Network.
Hello and welcome back to Action Action, the podcast that watches all the action movies. We put them on a great big list. We're ranking these things as we go. Mm-hmm. You can check that list out at Letterboxd, Action Action Podcast. Or is it just Action Action?
It's just Action Action.
It's just Action Action. Don't listen to me. We got a very special episode today. Of course, I'm joined by my co-host that I'm always joined by, James. So smooth.
You're sounding like me now.
Yeah.
Holy.
It's one of your intros.
Yeah, that's me.
But more importantly, we got a couple special guests on the show today. The boys from Return, Revenge, Resurrection, our brother podcast on the network here. We got Dean and Alex. Guys, how are you doing?
Hey.
Thanks
Doing
for having
pretty
us.
good. Yes, thanks for having us. Glad to be more important than James. That's pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely more important.
Oh, man.
We give it the special treatment here.
Yeah, for sure. Roll out the red carpet, definitely.
If Dustin could do this by himself, he would.
I don't know about that. It gets pretty masturbatory. All right, but guys, before we get into all the stuff we're going to talk about, including today's movie, Shoot 'Em Up, why don't you guys plug your show a little bit? Tell the people in case they don't know what's going on over there.
Sure. Dean, I'll let you take this. You're better at it.
All right, that's me. Our podcast is Return, Revenge, Resurrection. We cover horror franchises. So we walk through the horror franchises. We cover each movie in the franchise, the good and the bad. Each movie gets its own episode. And then at the end, we wrap everything up with an epilogue episode where we just talk in general about everything that we covered in the previous episodes, pick our favorite characters, our favorite kills, and then we announce a new franchise. And those episodes come out every Thursday. And currently, we are working our way through Prom Night. And we don't know what's up next because we haven't chosen it yet.
Oh, wow. And yeah, I saw you guys were doing Prom Night, and you've already done Hello, Mary Lou.
Yes.
Which is where it all peaks for me.
Oh, my
It's
God.
great.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
Just nuts, that one.
Oh, it's wild. And the series just gets more and more bizarre as you go. I can't say better, but I can definitely say bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that's all you need.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we like to do a little segment we call Sink or Swim. It used to be called Seek or Destroy. Somehow it's turned into Sink or Swim, where we just talk about things we've been watching, basically. Some of them could be great. Some of them could be terrible, whatever. Either one of you guys want to go ahead and tell us what you've been watching?
Yeah, well, I think that
start things off.
I think that kind of summed up our Prom Night viewing so far. Some are great, some are terrible.
Yeah.
We've been deep inside of Prom Night. I'll go first because I'm probably more in the sink end of the sink or swim. I'm terrible. I have a 2-year-old. I'm always falling behind on stuff. But I can plug real quick for wrestling fans out there. We just had the Royal Rumble for this year.
Oh, yeah, I watched that one as well.
Yeah. What'd you think? It was fun, right? It was a good show.
I really enjoyed the women's match. I thought the men's was a little flat.
Yeah.
But overall, I had a good time.
And we knew who had to win, so
Yeah.
it was a good time. Yeah. So honestly, I'm watching wrestling, I'm watching horror movies, and I watched Shoot 'Em Up.
I'm kind of curious, like, what do I have my opinions on the American Nightmare.
James not a fan.
I fucking hate his guts.
Really? Okay.
I hate him so much. So, like, tell me why you like him.
Why I like? Okay.
I'm assuming you like him.
Okay, so I do. I was a fan of AEW, like at the start of it. So
Yeah.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had dropped out of wrestling for a while, so I didn't pay too much attention. So like I watched it when I was a kid, and then kind of came back to it
Right.
as an adult within the last couple of years. So I missed like a bulk of Cody. All right, I missed most of that. So when I came back in, he was already starting to form AEW, and I jumped into that,
Right.
and I loved it. I had so much fun with the first couple years of AEW, and that's why I really started to appreciate Cody Rhodes as a wrestler, and just sort of like from the business side of it too. And so when he left AEW, I was actually kind of sad. Like I'm like, I don't want you to come back to WWE, but he did come back, and of course then he gets hurt right away. So he's out for a while. But now that he's back, I don't know. I'm just I'm liking his whole. I mean, it's getting tired now at this point, but it's been drawn out because of his injury. But the whole got to finish the story. You know, where does it go? He's got to get the title.
Right.
He's honoring his dad. I like that sort of thing. So
Right.
Yeah.
I have a similar thing where like I watched when I was a kid, and then I got pulled back in with AEW, but for whatever reason I just never liked him from the beginning. But I also don't like a lot of like AEW. Like I really don't like Jon Moxley.
Sure. Okay.
Like,
no, I can see that. Yeah,
like it's just, I don't know what it is. I get I'm supposed to like this guy, but like I really don't.
Well, and it's a little too try hard too. Like I feel that they want me to like him. And I do push back a little bit on that, but I don't know. I'm having fun with his character right now. I don't know. I'm cool with it.
Some Cody.
Yeah, I mean, he likes Cody. But
I see where the story is going.
Dean, where do you stand on Cody?
Yeah. Are you team Cody or what?
I like
He's like,
Cody. Yeah.
He's like, what the hell are you guys
Is
talking about?
that Cody Banks, like Agent Cody Banks, that kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hells
he's
yeah.
okay. He's okay.
Hells yeah.
Dean, what have you been watching, man?
I have been. I watch a lot of movies, and I play in a trivia league, and I've been watching a lot of movies for Trivia League. Now, on our podcast, I mention Trivia League all the time. It's probably a drinking game by now.
All the time.
Or all the time. Or a bingo card or whatever. So that's what I'm watching is to, like, try to... The season just started. I'm trying to prep for matches. So there's, like, 550 movies on a list that they can ask questions from, and it's, like, franchisey stuff. So I've been working my way through... Disney movies and working my way through Fast and Furious movies, working my way through MCU movies. Like, there's good stuff, there's bad stuff, but definitely
just to get loaded up for the trivia.
That's crazy.
Just to get loaded up for the trivia. Here's what happened. Last year, I entered the league, and I was shit. I did horribly. I was like 1-3, and the only match I won deep into sudden death. So I was like a question away from being 0-4. And this year I'm like, screw it. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good at the league. So I've just been like buckling down and watching just a ton of shit. And mostly the ones I haven't seen are the bad ones. So that's what I've been just like really getting into is like a lot of the bad movies. So what I watched recently for Trivia League was Men in Black International. It is a Marvel movie.
Boy.
So it was it's in the Marvel category of the league.
That's a Marvel movie?
It's a Marvel movie, yeah. It started as a Marvel comic. Just a limited series run, I think. But that is a definite sink. That one just has like And like I like give movies like benefit of the doubt. I heard it was awful, and I'm like, no way. There's no way I'm not going to like this. This is going to be at least fun, at least like fun enough.
Yeah, you're
Dean
pretty
loves
positive.
Dean loves everything.
Yeah, I give favorable ratings to everything. So I'm like on its side when it
honestly,
starts.
it's frustrating. It's so frustrating sometimes how much he fucking likes. Oh, can we swear on your show?
Oh yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Sorry. How much he fucking loves everything. Like I'll come into an episode just ready to bash on something because it was just garbage, absolute garbage. And I'm like, and I'm like, all right, let's go. And Dean's like, I kind of liked it. It was pretty good.
And like it's
Fuck
kind
you,
of charming,
Dean.
right? It's fine, right? It's good. So didn't work with Men in Black International.
Wow.
Thought I was going to be like that. Thought I was going to come out and be like, it's fine.
I mean, that is a really shitty movie.
It's really shitty. It just like has no soul to it at all. Like Tessa Thompson's character doesn't make any sense. Like she is the she's like the super fan of the Men in Black, so she knows everything, but she's also the fish out of water who knows nothing. So from scene to scene, she'll either be the one that knows everything about it and solves it, or the next scene she'll know nothing about it and have to be taught about it. And it's just like, doesn't carry at all. I did not enjoy it. It was so lifeless. Definitely a sink there.
That's a sink, yeah.
Yeah.
James recently had said that he was watching the first Men in Black, and I was like, okay, well, if you go through the series, just make sure you don't bother with that newest one.
Don't bother.
We watched both of them, the first and second one.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of the second?
All right.
What do you think of the second?
I like it. I don't think it has as much of the charm as the first one, but
it's fine, right?
You know, I watch it with my kids, right?
Yeah.
So my kids enjoy it, so I can enjoy it with them.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. I like it, and I've heard many hate it.
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, the second one, yeah.
Oh, the second one?
It's fine,
yeah. It's fine.
The third one was the one where they had like what's his face was like playing young Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah,
from
James
No
Brolin.
Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
That's right.
Josh,
Brolin,
not James. James is his dad. Yeah, Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Less good.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Less good. Anything good that you've seen though lately?
So I mean, I've seen this movie before, but I was making my way through the Matrix franchise again, and I hit another, final one in the series. I hit Resurrections, and damn, I love that movie, man. I think that movie is excellent. So hitting it again, I hadn't seen it, I think, since theaters. So it was really nice to revisit that, and especially like watching through them all in sort of like a 4-day span or whatever. It's a good payoff to watch those movies that are like meta movies, and talking about the franchise, the movies in the franchise that are referencing things that have happened in the franchise. I always like those movies, and Resurrections was a lot of fun, and I felt like I had a lot of like heart in it. I felt like I knew what Lana was trying to say in that movie, and it was it came through the screen. I really liked it.
Which one is that?
That's the newer one.
That's the newer
just
one.
A handful of years ago or whatever. I actually enjoyed it as well.
Nice.
When it came out. Yeah, and definitely has a lot of heart for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the budget of obviously of the earlier movies, but they're pretty creative. Found some good ways to do stuff in that. But yeah. Anything else, boys, or we're moving over to James here?
I got nothing.
You watched anything? Nothing?
No, we recorded 2 episodes yesterday.
We recorded 2 episodes yesterday, so we're like depleted on stuff that we watched.
You got like 8 movies.
But of course, I got like 3. I do have a few that I watched.
It's got 3.
Normally, I have like 8 movies. I watched The Killing of a Sacred Deer recently for the first time. The Yorgos Lanthimos movie. Hadn't seen that. He's just a bizarre filmmaker, but I really like it. It's definitely like an acquired taste, I feel like, with him. Have you guys seen you've seen it, Dean?
Yeah, it's my favorite Yorgos Lanthimos movie. I had watched, I haven't seen the Poor Things. I haven't seen the new one. But I had watched like The Favorite and The Lobster, and it was always like, he's unique filmmaker. I've enjoyed things about his movie, but for me, Killing of the Sacred Deer was just like all of it put together. It really worked for me. It's excellent. I absolutely loved it. I just loved like the wooden dialogue, how it's used in that movie.
Yeah.
It's just like that movie becomes so funny as it's going on that I'm just
it's
laughing.
Funny.
Yeah.
It's weirdly funny, but also at the same time, I was like filled with dread from the beginning, and I didn't know why.
Yeah,
I was like, "What is happening here?"
Yeah,
So I really enjoyed that. Have you seen it, Alex?
I have not. Nope. No, unfortunately.
You got to get on that.
I know.
Some weird shit.
Put that to Alex.
I
Put that one
definitely
to the
haven't seen
top.
it.
That's a great movie.
That one to the top. All right. And then
That's to
the
the
next
top.
time you say put that one to the top, that'll drop down.
Underneath Killing of a Sacred Deer.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Put that one at the top.
Yeah, it's just they slide. And then I rewatched Secret Window with Johnny Depp.
Okay.
And John Turturro. It was based on the Stephen King short story. Hadn't seen it since it came out. Have you guys seen that? Any?
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching it, but like have no idea.
Yeah, you guys have all seen that?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean,
yeah, it was all
Yeah.
right. I don't think I liked it quite as much as I did the first time I saw it, but Johnny Depp and John Turturro carry it a long ways, and it's really just the two of them back and forth. But I read the Stephen King story when I was a teenager, but that's so fucking long ago that I can't remember if it's accurate or not to the movie. But yeah, it's decent. It's got enough there to hold your attention, so I can't call it a sink. But lastly, I'll mention I watched Escape from Alcatraz for the first time. Clint Eastwood
what'd you think of that?
movie. I never saw it.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, me neither.
I really liked it.
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, really solid movie. Surprised I never saw it because my dad raised me on Clint Eastwood movies, but somehow missed that one. Yeah, good cast, just a solid prison movie. I think when we think of all these tropes from prison movies, probably some of them originated with this movie. There was stuff in here I was like, oh, that's like we saw that later in Shawshank,
Right.
but here it is in this movie kind of thing. But yeah, it's really well done. Pretty kind of ambiguous ending to it, based on the true story of these guys that escaped, and whether or not they lived, no one really knows. Probably they didn't.
Probably
but
not. Yeah.
There's kind of like a hopeful note at the end of the movie. But yeah, really good, well done film. So that's what I've been watching. So now let's smoothly transition into talking about the movie you guys picked, Shoot 'Em Up. Let's roll a trailer.
Oh, you have caused me no end of trouble. Tell me where the woman and child are, or I will be forced to cause you considerable agony.
Nothing could be more painful than listening to you jabbering on and on.
Hey, honey, listen, I'm afraid that this business trip's gonna take a little bit longer than I thought.
Come on, boys! I need men, you understand? I need a lot more men.
These guys were stalking this lady. She had a kid. I couldn't just stand there.
Who are you, Mr. Hero? National sports pistol champion at age 10. Recruited by the Army. Sounds like Black Ops got him. Trained him.
I want 4 mags, a box of 9mm 147 hollow points, and give me 50 FMJs.
You want to buy bullets with food stamps?
It's as good as cash. Something funny. Why are you trying to kill this woman?
Do you really think the people that employ me were just gonna stand by?
There's no way you can cover up this whole thing.
Can't talk right now, honey. I'm right in the middle of something. My God, do we really suck? Or is this guy really that good?
Who are you?
I'm a British nanny, and I'm dangerous.
All right, so 2007's Shoot 'Em Up, directed by Michael Davis, starring Clive Owen, Monica Bellucci, Paul Giamatti, Stephen McHattie, among others. What possessed you guys to choose Shoot 'Em Up? I assume you've seen it before.
Yeah, so this one, well, I don't know if you like it or not, but you can blame me for it. I bought this movie. It was a blind buy for me years ago, maybe 10 years ago. And I watched it. I have like a huge crush on Clive Owen. All right, love him.
Understandable.
Right? Yeah. And so I saw, okay, Clive Owen movie. you got me there. But also Paul Giamatti. I'm a big Paul Giamatti fan.
Right.
So I'm like, I got to see this. And I watched it, and I had such a fun time with it that I immediately just watched it again. And now it's been a long time since I've rewatched it, but I watched it a couple times right after I bought it, and I just remember it being so much fun. Like, it's really stylized, and I had a good time. It's a really quick movie. It's like less than an hour and a half, and
84 minutes.
Yeah, I had
James clocks
perfect.
it.
I had a blast with it, and it's always a movie where if someone's like, I want a fun action movie, that's one that I can send them to.
Right,
so I don't know. I mean, I guess, of course, we'll hear you guys' opinions in a little bit. But Dean, had you ever seen this one?
So I thought I had not seen it. But this is also something that, I mean, get your bingo cards out. This is also something that happens on our podcast. I had a very long relationship that ended in 2014. And the dark day of 2014 was having to split up the movie collection. I had a great, huge, big movie collection, and we had to split it up. So it was like draft style. We just went one at a time picking movies. And I have totally blocked out the movies I lost that day. And so I forget sometimes that I've seen a movie until I put it on and watch it. That was Shoot 'Em Up. I'm pretty sure I had it and lost it on that day, because as soon as I started watching it, I was like, oh no, wait. I think I have seen this movie, and I've definitely seen it before. I would say I enjoyed it more this time than the first time.
In a strange way, then.
It did. It definitely hit me in a strange way. Yeah, it brings back those memories flooding in for sure. But so maybe when it started up, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like this from the dark day. But I actually had a pretty fun time with it.
You're like, I'm over the breakup, but the splitting up of the movies, I mean, that was hard.
Oh yeah, for sure. Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely over the breakup for sure. It's the movie thing that gets me now.
James, had you watched this one before?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I watched it kind of around when it came out, but did not remember it at all. And watching it this time was like watching it for the first time, and oh boy. To me, this is an action movie fan's action movie. You know what I mean? If you watch a lot of action movies, this is a movie where you it's everything you want in such a short amount of time.
Nice.
Well,
and nonstop.
Short running times is, as we know on our show, one of your favorite things.
And I think it was I thought it was so much better because I watched it immediately after watching Transformers.
Yeah, we recorded an episode for Transformers yesterday.
I'm sorry.
The Michael Bay abomination. So you loved this movie. Right?
I fucking loved it.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
You know how much pressure I had, having to pick a movie? Dean sends me your guys' Letterboxd ranking, and he's like, yeah, just pick one. We got to pick one that's not on here. And it's 8,000 movies long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what the
hundreds
fuck?
of movies.
What am I going to do?
It's an easy task to come up with one.
Oh my God. And I'm like, okay, they haven't covered this. So it's either because they hate it, and they don't want to talk about it, or somehow it was just missed. So far I'm glad. Dustin likes, James likes it. Dustin, what did you think?
I fucking hate this. No,
oh no!
It's all right. I like it all right. I don't think I like it as much as James. I had a good time for sure, and I definitely liked it more rewatching it now than the first time I saw it back when it came out.
Okay.
So I definitely had a good time. I am not as effusive, I think, as James is, but I didn't watch it right after I watched the Transformers movie.
I think it's also because we've covered 250 action movies that at this point nothing's really a surprise. So when you get a movie like this that is so over the top, hitting all those tropes, it just is I don't know.
It was like some candy for you.
Yeah, it was like candy. It was good.
Well, it also kind of reminded me, we just not that long ago did Crank, and there's a lot of similarities, I think, between the two movies. They're both these fast-paced, they're kind of crass, tasteless in their humor, nonstop sort of action, frenetic kind of movies. both over the top, although this one is arguably like the most over the top.
Like the funny thing is like this one is like, so you take Crank, which is insane movie and has like no plot basically, but you take this movie and it's like, Crank, we're just gonna strip all the plot out and we're just gonna go straight action the whole time, which
they have this as the movie unfolds we learn there's these sort of political things going on, but it's not heavy on plot by any means.
I'm pretty sure I don't understand it.
Oh, really? Okay.
What? Come on.
There's really not that much to
There's so many like switches at the end. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't think I know why certain people are doing the things they're doing in the movie by the time we get to the end.
Can I ask you a question, though? Like, even though I know it, does it matter?
No,
does it matter why they're... Okay,
no,
yeah. Like, I don't think it matters.
Well,
I just want to see...
Yeah, this movie is very much like... It is a movie about action tropes. So it was very hard for me to do the rating on this movie because it's like, okay, plot's bad, but it knows the plot's bad. It's intentionally making the plot bad. Yeah. Does that make plot good? I don't know.
Yeah.
We accept all answers when you get to the rankings.
This is a cartoon that takes itself very, very seriously, but knowing it takes itself seriously, so it's funny.
Yeah, totally.
For sure. This is, there's a reason that he's walking around eating a carrot, and that's because he's Bugs Bunny.
For sure.
He loves those carrots.
He does.
He kills multiple people with carrots in this film.
I mean, what a great first kill. The very first kill in this movie is him shoving a carrot through a guy's throat.
Yeah.
I know, it's wonderful. Okay, so there isn't much of a plot, but like let's just go off of like what the plot actually is. So a man named Mr. Smith delivers a woman's baby during a shootout and is then called upon to protect the newborn from the army of gunmen.
The army of gunmen.
That's pretty much it.
Yep.
That is a great opening. I mean, he's delivering the baby while he's shooting the gun. The empty hot shell casing are bouncing off of her pregnant belly.
Wow.
And then he shoots the umbilical cord.
Yes. He shoots the umbilical cord.
Yeah. I love it.
We know what movie we're in pretty quickly.
Yeah. They let you know right away. I love that beginning. I loved, because I wasn't sure if it took itself seriously or not. And then as soon as that happens, as soon as the casings are bouncing, the umbilical cord's shot, it's like, oh, yes, okay, I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I mean, jumping ahead just a little, we also get a shootout during a sex scene later. Yeah. Which is, I forgot that happened in this movie because I was like, oh, there's one other movie where there's a sex scene with shooting going on, which is, I don't know if anyone's seen Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I haven't.
There's a similar scene in that movie, which when I saw that, I was like, this is amazing. And I actually forgot that happened in this, and that was quite something. What does he say after he kills all the guys? He's like, talk about shooting your load.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. You got it.
There's a lot of great one-liners in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, totally.
I like... our first introduction really of Paul Giamatti's character, because like he's trying to shoot Clive Owen and he's using the body of one of his henchmen to rest the gun on, but the henchman has been shot and he's like heaving because he's dying, and he tells him, stand still, you're messing up my shot, and then finally he just shoots him to keep him still.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's a lot of fun.
He's so much fun.
Just chewing the scenery up in this thing. I love his like bad hair and his bad facial hair.
He's just so evil. Like later he tries to run over the baby or what he thinks is the baby.
He thinks he succeeds.
Yep.
I thought he succeeded.
He's so happy.
And then he calls Clive Owen sick because they used like a fake baby with a recording. Clive Owen's the sick one. After he tries to run it over.
He's a lot of fun as the villain, and like his expressions, and just I love when he gets angry in a movie. He just has a special sort of delivery for stuff when he's like, God damn it!
Yeah.
You know, he's just like getting so upset. And I don't know, he was just a lot of fun. I love that he takes these calls from his wife throughout the entire film. Stops to answer the phone. He has that cheesy joke about why is a gun better than a wife?
Oh, God.
Because you can put a silencer on it. He thinks that's great.
Yeah, it works with his character. His character would definitely think that
totally
is
works.
super hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything works in this movie for me.
James is like, it's the best.
Well, I like too that this movie came out the same year as Fred Claus, where he is Santa, where Paul Giamatti is playing Santa Claus. So this movie and Fred Claus coming out together. That was your 2007 Paul
Just
Giamatti.
shows his range.
Yeah.
You know? He's so wonderful thespian.
Yeah, that's. I never thought of that because what I was thinking was like Clive Owen, because it comes out 2007, a year after like Casino Royale, and like the people wanted Clive Owen
how he
to
was
be
going to
Bond.
be Bond. Yeah.
But I don't think he said. I think that he never got called for it. Like he never even got. Tapped on the shoulder to come give an audition or whatever. But there was like polls from, everybody wanted him as the number one. So I like that this is like the action movie that comes out a year later. It's like,
it's just like
he's
so
kind of
trashy.
Bond, but it's trashy Bond. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's using a Walther PPK in that first shootout.
Right, nice.
And he stops working and he's like, this piece of shit, which is the
Nice.
Bond gun,
Yeah.
and he throws it away. So I assume that's meant to be a little nod or whatever.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
But you get you definitely. We've been talking a lot lately about John Woo's influence on so many movies that we cover, and obviously the entire like sort of concept of this movie is that there's a guy with a baby running around, which is a scene out of Hard Boiled, which is apparently where this director came up with this idea for this movie. He's like, well, what if we did that, except it was like the entire movie instead of just like a little sequence, this Michael Davis. And then so obviously he takes the Woo style, but then he's doing it so over the top. So like to the cartoony level, like you guys are saying. But you gotta love some of this stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I love that the movie kind of calls it out too. Like, when they're all trying to kill him and he just somehow always is getting away, that nobody can hit him.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul Giamatti is like, God damn it, is he really that good or are we just that shitty?
One of the best parts right there.
These characters have some of the best like plot armor in any movie I've seen. But it's not like you don't roll your eyes at it. Like you just accept it as that, like that's part of the universe. That's how this universe works, is the good guys and like the main good guys, main bad guys can just survive these things.
Yeah, totally. I love how when all the henchmen show up on the main floor of his hideout, and they're all standing in the lobby, and they're all like pretty much dressed identical.
Yeah, all look exactly the same. Yep.
I mean, it's just great. Nice little touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of just kind of making fun of the various tropes and everything too. And but it's funny because I was reading some of the reviews, like critic reviews for this movie back when it came out, and there's people who are complaining about like, well, it's so unrealistic. I'm like, what the fucking movie are you watching?
Right. Yeah, they're missing the point.
Yeah.
He can shoot the legs out of a table so that he can turn it into a ramp to like, as he's on the run, then he can then dive through a window over some guys and shoot them all.
It's funny because it's like the same thing with Last Action Hero, right? Like critics hated that, but they're missing the point of the movie, right? It's playing on the genre and kind of poking fun at it. So
right.
Yeah, it's like you're commenting on it while also being an entry into the genre itself, right?
Yeah, it's definitely most of the action is pushing it as far as it thinks it can go. The movie's pushing like the action as far as it thinks it can go. So you'll be like, okay, yeah, I guess with this movie that's fine. Push it that far. Okay, there's like the merry-go-round or whatever that he's shooting, and just to keep it spinning.
To keep it spinning.
And then he just grabs the baby off of it. I'm like, okay, I'll accept you up to this point. That's fine. But then the only time I felt myself being like, no way, that couldn't have happened, was the whole long fake baby scene. And so they really got me when they ran over the baby and it was fake, and I was like, okay, you got me. Like, I was like, there's no way that car rolling around, that baby's totally fine. That baby fell out of the car and is totally fine.
On the street.
So it totally got you.
Yeah. And then it totally got me, and I was like, good job, movie. Good job. You totally got me.
I love that merry-go-round scene where he's shooting it, and then some woman's like, "Oh my god, a baby!" and then boom, her chest, yeah.
Because, Paul Giamatti can hit other people when he shoots at them. He just can't hit Clive Owen. It's the trench coat,
His reaction to that was great, because he was aiming for the baby, but hit her by mistake. He's like, "Oops. Yeah, whoops. Didn't mean to get you. Yeah. Try again for this baby."
Oh man!
The most unrealistic thing about this movie is that the baby is like a day old and they're giving it pureed food. I work in a daycare. All right, this bugged me. I work in a daycare. I've been around a lot of babies. Do not give this baby pureed baby food. All right, not a good idea.
Well, he gives it to the mom right off the bat, who doesn't survive. We kind of skipped over that.
Yeah,
he puts her down. He's like he realizes she's dead, so he takes the baby. Paul Giamatti goes by and is like, nice tits kind of thing.
And that's not the end of it.
No, as he's going up the stairs, he looks back too to get another look in.
Well, yeah.
But then in the car later with the corpse, gives the dead boobs a squeeze. Yeah.
But it gives him an idea. It gives him a brilliant idea that baby's going to need some milk.
Right. So find all the prostitutes that are into feeding scenarios. Who would think of that?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I love this plot point. Because Clive Owen goes like straight to the brothel and just barges in with this man dressed as a baby, kicks him out. I love it.
Yeah, he knows about a sex worker whose thing is that she lactates, I guess, and Monica Bellucci's character in the film, one of her classiest roles. It's just like, wow. I mean, I never even considered that there was a corner of the universe that was into that, but I guess, there's something for everybody.
Something for everybody.
I mean, like later when they go to the pawn shop, and then she's giving a guy a blowjob to get money
to make money
for a bulletproof vest for the baby. It's like, holy fuck! This movie just like doesn't matter. Like they'll go anywhere.
It never stops.
I love it.
It never stops for a second.
It never stops.
There's always something.
Because even if there's not an action sequence, then there's something ridiculous like that going on in the movie.
Or he's teaching a 2-day-old baby on like how to operate a gun.
The parts of the gun.
Yep. And remember, your finger is your number one safety.
Yeah.
And I love with him.
Well, it's good to you want to teach gun safety as quickly as possible.
That Monica Bellucci's just like watching him, like, oh, what a loving father.
Yeah,
what a great conversation.
Yeah, she's like, that's when she really is like, oh, I'm into him. I'm into this guy.
She's like, it is time. It is time right now.
Oh man!
But he hates guns though, so that's the interesting part, right? He's teaching the baby about the gun. He hates guns, so I think again they're leaning on tropes for both his character and Monica Bellucci's character, right? Like his character's the guy who hates guns, never carries a gun, only carries around a carrot, but is absolutely incredible.
And of course he's so good
with any firearm, any weapon at all. He's incredible. And then her trope being the sex worker with the heart of gold. That's been said as one of the best characters to write. So you got her in this movie. They're going for it. They're just leaning on all the tropes.
Yeah.
And now I read that Clive Owen wrote that particular scene where he's explaining all the gun stuff to the baby.
Wow.
I'm not sure why he was moved to do that, but I thought that was a fun little touch for sure.
I still remember when I gave my son that talk.
Yeah.
He was 3 days. He was 3 days old.
Recently, right?
Yeah, he was 3 days old.
I love that the baby also he loves heavy metal because it was born on top of a venue, a metal bar. And that's another great jump in logic. Clive Owen was able to figure out, like, I suspect this baby loves heavy metal, and it must have been living on top of a venue, because if I turn it to the channel with the heavy metal, he loves it.
Stops crying. Turn it back to the news. The politician, he's screaming.
These
deductions.
Yeah, the first place they
amazing.
check out, bunch of diapers outside.
Yep.
We found it. Must be here. Someone was stocking up on diapers.
This is where we start to get into some of the ludicrous plot details.
Yeah.
Dean's just shaking his head. He's like, I don't know.
I'm not sure I get it.
Okay, so
a politician.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, you better explain it, Alex.
All right, here we go.
You better explain it.
So a politician, he's the Democratic front runner to become the next president. He has a bone disease or cancer. He has something, and he set up this like den where these mothers will have babies with his DNA, with his sperm, and it's like a baby farm. So then they will grow, they grow up, they're born, and then he can take their stem cells, and that's where he'll like get either his cure or just like continue to live by harvesting the babies.
Right.
That makes sense, right? You got that?
Yeah.
So
I'm with it. I'm with you.
I'm with that,
Okay,
but then
all right.
okay, go.
All right, and then he gets the gun so he's anti-gun until they get into his pockets. All right, so the gun manufacturers decide that they're going to pay him a bunch of money, so when he gets in, he can reverse gun laws and just say, hey, everyone can have a gun, and so they support him. Still
Great.
good?
Why is Paul Giamatti still trying to kill the baby then? Right?
Because he just wants the baby dead.
No, he just hates babies.
But now they need that guy. If that guy's going to be the president, because now they want that guy to live.
Right. I think it switches during the movie. The alliances are like constantly changing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be like they were always
like
together on the same side. Yeah,
I agree that it switches during the movie, but he never stops wanting to kill the baby.
Yeah, so he wants
true.
wants to kill the baby because the baby is evidence that this was going on.
Right.
That's kind of the reasoning.
But they need that baby,
and then
to keep that guy
start
alive.
another baby factory.
Okay.
Well, they'll just do it again.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Fair.
Start a whole new one.
Okay, I got
Hammerson, by the way, is the gun guy who's, I guess, the big bad of the film, but he never really feels like we get a lot of action movies we cover on the show where you've got this really awesome right-hand man to the bad guy.
Yeah.
But still the bad guy usually has some weight to them. I feel like he's very peripheral in this thing.
Yeah, a lot of times in action movies, like the hardest guy to kill is the right-hand man, and then the main boss is like super easy to kill.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well...
Which is the case here.
Yeah.
Vader and Palpatine, Vader and Sidious.
There you go, yeah.
It's been around forever. But yeah, you kind of forget that he's in the movie. Like I forgot that whole sort of like gun part of it too, because you leave the movie and you love Paul Giamatti in it, so that's what you focus on, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's out there doing all the legwork trying to kill this baby. Yeah. But we do get the scene where Clive Owen ends up at the gun warehouse for this guy's company, Hammerson.
Yeah, and he has time to set up all these guns.
Set up all these booby traps with guns.
Awesome.
With all these complicated strings and
well, the guys are all in there. Like there's so many scenes in this movie where like apparently every single wall is just completely soundproof. All the rooms are soundproof because like even later when they're in Clive Owen's like safe house or whatever, they're just in there. Mm-hmm. Paul Giamatti is giving the henchmen they're like marching orders, and they're just right downstairs. And they walk into the room, and Clive Owen's like, "Oh fuck, they're here." Like, how did you not hear them? They were right outside the door.
Well, I think they were like 5 floors down, weren't they? Because when he escapes, he jumps down that stairwell.
There were a couple more. Yeah.
There was like 100 guys down there, though. They're gonna make some noise.
There's a lot of guys, a lot of fucking guys, and you gotta kill this many guys. Like, I think you gotta have a high kill count. I was reading also that apparently they had in the budget $70,000 spent just on squibs for this movie, so that's pretty good.
That's amazing.
Especially since nowadays, of course, we see so many CG squibs, which just are not the same.
Yeah,
just never look all that good. Always takes me out of it when I see it happen.
Yeah.
But this was still, I guess this would have been the end of an era, really, because this would have been right when we were kind of transferring over to doing it the other way, digitally, everything. Yeah. But that's a good amount of money to spend on blood in this.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's some pretty rough CGI in this movie too, but you like
for sure.
Like you kind of forgive it a little bit, like the end when he jumps out of the plane. and there's the big shootout in the sky.
the green screen.
It's brutal. It looks so bad. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, okay, it's shoot him up. Go. Shoot him.
Actually, I mean, we had that in Crank as well.
The poo in the toilet, that really took me out, because that was all that was CGI'd.
That was rough.
Nope.
Oh, don't go back. Don't go in there and get the gun. Don't.
Why does it have to be CGI? I don't get it.
Why can't someone just take a shit?
You can't get a prop. You can't get a prop and put it in there. Like,
just get some prop shit for sure.
Some prop shit. We're sorry, we spent all the budget on blood squibs, so you're gonna have to CG in the shit into that bowl. But yeah, that warehouse scene, I mean, that's pretty fun. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have any kind of security. Like, I'm Mr. Secretive guy that lives in this secret little warehouse place, or whatever, loft. But he has no kind of security whatsoever. They're all just into his giant thing that he's living in.
Excuse you, he does have some security. Right. By way of what, Mickey? Was that his name? The rat?
Right.
In order to get in, he's got to take the rat out of one of the bricks in the building, put it up top, and Mickey will run through the little grate and unlock the door from the other side.
Forgive me. That was
incredible.
That was pretty
I know, but
complex.
that doesn't matter, because Paul Giamatti Jimmy's the door open.
Yeah,
that's true.
Pretty easily. I've gets
circumvented your incredibly complex security system.
Yeah.
It's
great
like a
stuff.
game of Mousetrap.
Yeah. But I like all the extra steps that are always going with the action scenes. Like that, we talked about the skydiving, but then when he gets down to the ground, it's like all the bodies around,
right?
And you don't see that in an action movie, right? You see the fight in the sky, and then they get down. It's like, where'd everybody go? Like, where are all those people that just dropped out of the sky? So he's walking away, and there's just 25 bodies that he shot out of the sky. So yeah, I love that they're going that extra step of but where would they be? Where are the bodies? Show me the bodies.
I love the scene where he's playing chicken with that van, and then he unbuckles his seatbelt, and then he goes head on and then jumps through the windshield just to kill those guys.
Get to the back of the van and turn around and shoot everyone that's inside of it.
That's my favorite part.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I absolutely loved it. I wish more of the movie was fun things like that. That it was a little bit fun, but the movie sometimes does some more gritty stuff and a little bit harder stuff. I mean,
he slides on that oil. He slides on that oil.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. The oil's so great.
And he's sliding what I can only assume to be feces or urine when he's in the bathroom, and he's sliding under all the stalls.
Right.
How do you slide like that in a bathroom if not gross? Yeah.
Oh, that's when he's fighting the agent guy that I guess works for this Democratic.
I like how the agent, the next time he meets him, he comes out of the stall and he's just rubbing his gun.
Right.
He's like, "What were you doing in there? Cleaning my gun." Sure you were.
Great.
Well, we do get a great gun cleaning scene in this movie. After he drops the gun into the toilet and he pulls it back out, he uses the diaper changing table in the men's bathroom to take the gun apart and dry it under the hair dryer, the blow dryer, hand dryer,
which is the hottest blow dryer that's ever existed in a men's bathroom. He uses it to burn the guy's hand, which just no fucking way. Unless if you jammed it up inside of the
I don't know. Next time, try it.
All right.
Leave your hand under it, right up against it, and see how long.
Report
you can hold something. Yeah, you have to be holding something though. See how long it takes before you let it go.
Yeah, I'll bring a pistol in there with me.
Yeah, sounds good.
And if someone comes in, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm just doing an experiment."
And they'll go, "Oh, shoot him up." They'll go, "Oh, shoot him up."
Yeah,
shoot him up. Shoot him up.
Shoot him up. Yeah,
you got it. 2007's Shoot 'em Up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
When he escapes his warehouse and he jumps down the stairs, he's using the guy's body as a counterbalance and just shooting. His machine gun just fires forever as he goes down and around killing scads of people. And then I think Paul Giamatti shoots the cord, so he drops. And he lands on the one guy that's at the bottom, and a bunch of blood squirts out of the guy's mouth.
Yeah,
very nice touch. Yeah. Really enjoyed that. But there's just things that are so absurd. He's shooting those guys, and he knows there's a guy on the other side of the filing cabinets, so he shoots one of the filing cabinets so it comes out and punches
pretty
the guy
awesome.
in
I
the
loved
face.
it.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
You can't complain about that if you've accepted the merry-go-round, then you have to accept this.
If you're not prepared to accept the absurdity in this movie, you're not going to like it.
Exactly.
It won't work for you. It just won't be a movie that you'll enjoy.
Yeah, which is why they get to it right away. Like the first scene, it's action immediately.
Yeah, the carrot.
The carrot, the shooting the umbilical cord, and then continuing on the rest of the scene carrying a baby. And the rest of the scene fight
and
is
then
just
the sign at the top when he gets to the roof
and the sign
shoots it so it says "fuck you" and then "fuck you too."
Yeah,
the no look Giamatti shot to get the "fuck you too."
Yeah. Yep.
That's just perfect.
He can hit that perfectly. He just
can hit
can't
that. Yeah,
shoot Clive Owen.
No, just cannot hit that guy.
He's a wascally wabbit. I mean, he's hard to get.
I like when Paul Giamatti he breaks his fingers and then
breaks Clive Owen's fingers. Yeah.
And then he goes after when Clive Owen goes after the head of the gun manufacturer, he shoots blood out of his hand at him in his face.
Yeah.
Like he's like Spider-Man or something. He's shooting his blood.
He meant for that to happen. He pushed that blood out into his face somehow.
Pushed it out of his body.
Pushed it out of his hand.
Willed it out of himself.
I mean, that's how that works, right?
Definitely.
Dustin, I'll let you test that one too after.
I'll do some tests. I'll do some rigorous tests.
I mean, if you're there, if you're testing, you got to do the bullets in the hand at the fireplace too. You got to try that one.
Definitely.
Yeah, you got to try them all.
I'm pretty sure that's
I will report back on some of this. What's that? What was that show where the guys would do scientific tests to see if
Mythbusters?
Yeah. So,
yes, I was trying to think of the name.
Apparently they did. Yeah, they did one. They tested the merry-go-round thing to see if you could actually make it spin around by shooting it like that from this movie. No,
it didn't work.
That's the thing they picked. Come on,
did they have a baby on the merry-go-round?
If you have a high-powered with a high-powered rifle, you could get it to go, but you'd have to keep shooting it repeatedly, and then it still wouldn't move very quickly. Apparently, with a handgun, it wouldn't even do anything. Apparently. Okay, so there you go. This movie sucks.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? I never questioned that. I'm like, of course, you shoot it and it'll spin.
Yeah, of course that works.
That's how that happens.
Totally.
Yeah.
He just has good aim. He just knows where to hit it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm got Neil deGrasse Tyson on the phone, and he's gonna break some of this down for us. Neil, are you there? I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's so much crazy shit in this movie.
Okay, so I like
from
to
thing to thing to thing.
Right. Well, they do actually have some character work in this movie. It's a short movie. It's straight action, super fast paced, but there's also some good character work with Clive Owen's character in. Someone will do something that general people just find irritating that other people don't do, and you'll have him take such a hard stance on it, so you're constantly on his side. Like the guy that he sees driving without directional. Yeah, he's like, look, I move my finger 1 inch. And it turns on the signal. Yeah. It's safer driving. Why can't this guy get it?
I'm pretty sure I've had this diatribe in a car by myself. I didn't run anyone off the road yet, but
you'll try that one too.
Yeah, I'll try that too. It's going on the list.
Yeah. So
he's got a few of those moments. Yeah, where he's like, guy, you know what I fucking hate?
Yeah, there's the guy who's sipping his coffee, being really loud and sipping and doing that sound. Of course, that's irritating. Everyone hates that. Don't be that guy. All right, don't do that.
Oh, the guy with the ponytail is the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He shoots the ponytail off.
That's great.
Doesn't make you look cool. Doesn't make you look younger. Yeah.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
I mean, even at everything in this movie, he really gets angry, and then when he softens up to anything, you're oh yeah, that's it got melted his heart. That person got to him because this guy hates everything.
Even at the end when he goes to that ice cream shop and then his fingers are all broken, right? So he uses the carrot to hit the gun, right? And The one robber is like laying on the floor, and he shoots his arm to move it up to point at the other guy, and then shoots his forearm so he pulls the trigger to get the other guy.
Right.
Like it's just it's like the most beautiful cap on a movie.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
That, eh?
It's great.
I'm glad the carrot returned at the end there because I couldn't get enough carrot. Like there was every time the carrot showed up. Yeah, there was a lot. There was like more,
I love it.
More than I expected, but I still wanted more. I still just wanted that carrot to keep coming out and doing different things. It was. So I'm glad it came right at the end there again.
Even in his hideout, he pulls out a carrot from a flower box.
Yeah.
You want a carrot?
He's just growing carrots in there. That's all carrots. He's got to stay, some guys have like clips in their pockets in action films, and he's got like 6 giant carrots in there.
I think she might say, or somebody said, like, what's with the carrots? And he's like, oh, it's good for your eyesight.
Yeah. Right, which he needed to have to
totally.
shoot,
For
short
sure.
legs and ponytails and
Kids, eat your
guys'
carrots.
arms.
Eat your carrots, and you too can shoot like him.
We get to that final sequence like you were talking about where they start breaking his fingers and stuff. And they haven't killed him because they need him to tell them where's the woman and the kid. Although, as Dean pointed out, that's kind of a silly aspect because they should want the kid. Oh, but I guess they would still need the kid if they were going to keep it.
Right.
He, like you said, he splashes the blood on the guy's face. He uses somebody else's arm to like shoot and stuff, but then he can't really shoot Paul Giamatti because his fingers are all like gnarly sausages. What did you guys think of the way that he kills Paul Giamatti?
Oh, it's too far. That's too far.
That ruined it for you?
No.
I loved it. I loved it. Come on. Just keep going.
Honestly, when he did that, I'm like, wow. Like this movie, it just keeps upping the ante.
Yeah.
And I'm for it.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I was the exact same way. I just wanted more of it. Just continue to outdo yourself, and I'm having fun with everything.
Yeah, I thought when he was in the bathroom and he was heating up the gun, I thought it was just going to fire. Like I thought he was going to use that heat to fire the bullet, and it was just going to like turn the gun and it would fire. So I was expecting something with heat to happen. So when it brings it back all the way to the bullets are just in between his fingers, and that's when heating it up is firing. Yeah, I was thumbs up. Great job, movie. That was excellent.
Even at that point, I was like, wow. They really going crazy here. Unreal. And then he blows out his finger, which is on fire.
Yes.
Paul Giamatti falls down.
You have to.
I honestly, like, I would love to know, like, because I'm sure they're like, okay, well, what's he going to do? What's some ideas that he can do? Like crazy ideas, right? I want to know all the ones that like didn't make it into the movie.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that'd be something. I mean, I wonder if it would be just for stuff that's like even more offensive than what's in the film.
Maybe.
Right.
Or just didn't have time or money to shoot it.
Yeah. By the end, he's using the baby to fire the gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been good. I would have liked to see that. After he's like, now that I've taught you gun safety, let's see how this works.
He uses the little baby finger to pull the trigger because he can't do it himself.
He taught the importance
that would have been
of that
one
finger.
I think people would have objected to.
Yes.
I'm sure too.
Yes.
This would not be a gun control fan's favorite movie, probably.
Oh man! Also, when like he's leaving her and the baby like in the tank, and she's like, "Well, how do I know you're gonna come back?" And then he puts the ring of the gun on her ring finger, and I'm just like, "Yes!" Like it's so stupid.
Everything is gun.
So ridiculous.
And then he spanks that woman.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Creates a distraction.
And the kid's like, "Yeah."
That was a good distraction.
I also I read apparently that actress was really looking forward to being spanked by Clive Owen. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
So everyone was happy.
Can't blame her there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, when this came out, it was kind of a bomb. Did not recoup its budget.
That's sad.
I wonder.
think.
Yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, I wonder how it did on like DVD and streaming. I guess streaming didn't really exist when it came out, but not in the way that it does now. So must have made some money back on that stuff.
And I had
rentals. And
I had no way to of course, everyone has every streaming service ever, and it's not on anything. At least
no, it's not.
Yeah, so this one I had to search elsewhere for. I mean, I own the movie, but I'm like, I'm not gonna dig it out. That's a whole.
I'm not gonna dig out my DVD
that's
and
a
put it
whole
in a
thing.
DVD player like some kind of caveman.
Gross.
I had to call up my ex. I had to see if she still had a copy of it.
Right. Hey, I know we haven't talked in a long time.
Do you have Shoot 'em Up?
Just a weird question for you. Do you have Shoot 'em Up?
And why did you take that when we split up movie?
You took it because you knew I wanted it.
I'm starting to think that.
Yeah, you got to re-examine the whole thing now.
Yeah, that's how selecting movies goes, though. You gotta take strategic picks. You gotta take something that maybe you can hold hostage later for sure.
Yeah, I see Sense and Sensibility on your shelf back there, Dean.
What's that? Sense and Sensibility?
I can see Sense and Sensibility on your shelf back there. I assume you.
Yeah, that's what I'm holding for hostage. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, did we miss any scenes, any action moments, anything funny, anything you guys want to bring up that we haven't talked about?
I don't think so. I mean,
it's a quick movie. You get through it pretty quick.
Yeah,
and hit all these nice.
I just
points.
I was just surprised, just what a treat of a movie. Honestly,
James had a good time. He's our resident gore whore as well, so as we call him.
Nice.
So I'm sure he loved a lot of that stuff. So we'll get into our ratings. We're going to enter your guys' ratings into our special system that we have here, our Actiontron 2000, as we like to call it.
Great.
And then we're going to find out what's what here. So we'll get your numbers.
I don't know why, but my first thought was just you remember the machine from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when the guy's trying to figure out the way to find where the golden ticket is, and he's got this big ass machine that he's using. I feel like that was the first machine that popped in my head. That's what your machine looks like.
How'd you know that? I mean, it's just off camera here.
Okay, so I've got plot at 5 out of 10 because it confused me.
Okay.
I've got action and kills at 8 out of 10. Definitely high. I've seen some better things, but a lot of great stuff in this movie. Pacing, 9 out of 10. It's just action the whole time. I don't know. It's perfect. I guess it's not perfect. It's 9. And
it's close. It's close.
It's close to perfect. Quotes and tropes, that is what the movie is. The movie is action tropes. So again, very high here. I got 9 out of 10. And then my overall reaction, I have a 7 out of 10.
Okay, awesome. So that gives you overall 7.6.
Now let's get Alex's numbers in there.
All right. Okay. Plot. Plot. I'm going 6 out of 10. All right.
Okay.
I don't come to this movie for the plot. Action. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. I have so much fun with it.
Okay.
Pacing, it's so fast. I'm never bored by it. 9 out of 10. I don't know why I'm giving qualifiers. This isn't on the show.
No, that's okay.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Quotes, this is 10 out of 10 for me. Quotes and tropes and all that, 10 out of 10. And then overall, this is 8 out of 10.
Okay, awesome. So that's 8.4 for you overall. Dustin, you want to go?
Yeah, so plot I've got at a 4. I don't think the plot is particularly good. In fact, it's particularly not good. I got action at an 8, pacing at an 8. I probably could have bumped that to a 9. It's pretty well paced. Quotes and tropes, 7. I think I'm dragged down a little. Some of the quotes are just ridiculous. Some of them are fun. Some of them are okay. And my reaction's a 7, so I get a 6.8 overall.
All right, and I got plot at a 4 as well. I don't know. It could be higher. As we go through this list and we rate all these movies, it's just what's the point?
Right. It's because we picked this and now we have to stick to it.
So we picked this at the beginning, so fuck. But action kills, I got 9. Pacing, I got 9. Quotes and tropes, 7. And my personal reaction is a 10. I fucking love this movie.
Oh, nice.
So overall, a 7.8 for myself, which grand total between the four of us is 7.7, which is a solid number.
That's pretty high, actually, on the way we rank stuff. Especially because early on we were like a lot harder on movies.
Yeah.
And so there's like a lot of stuff that are like
we're
real
like,
bangers that are like, we're like, why is that so low on this list?
Is this in the spirit of the action vein?
Where does it end up on the list?
All right, so I said, 7.7, right?
Yeah.
So we got a tie at 32. With,
that's high. Yeah, 32.
Yeah, with First Blood.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Starship Troopers.
Wow, yeah.
Mission Impossible 7. And John Wick 4.
Wow.
John Wick 4.
That's some company.
I feel good about my pick.
Yeah.
Well, this is where it gets interesting, Alex, because now we got to decide where it goes in between these films here.
Can you give them to me one more time? It's John Wick 4, Starship.
Yeah. So First Blood, Starship Troopers, Mission Impossible 7, and John Wick 4.
7. Dead Reckoning. That one.
I don't know. It just says MI7.
Okay.
Whichever one
I think
that
was
is.
the most recent one.
Is that the most recent one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But that's pretty high for that movie.
So First Blood, Starship Troopers, MI7, John Wick 4.
Wow. Anyone got any?
I think John
thoughts?
was around still with those two.
Yeah.
That's why they're higher.
That's why the Mission Impossible one's so high.
And John Wick 4.
Yeah.
My thought.
Anyone got a?
My initial thought. I haven't seen John Wick 4 yet.
Neither have I.
But
wow.
My initial thought would be at the bottom of those. If it did beat anything, I would say First Blood, just because there's more to that one than just action. So if we're talking like action movie ranking,
action.
I could see Shoot 'em Up going ahead of First Blood.
Wow.
Just on the action aspect.
Yes, just on action
aspect,
saying. But I like First Blood, a movie as a whole, I like more.
Yeah, what do you guys focus? Well, I guess you focus on plot, action, pacing, all that stuff. But like, when you
to be honest, it's just so arbitrary on whatever day we're doing stuff. So it's just however you feel, really.
It's kind of like First Blood is kind of like it's the first in a series that like set off a lot of tropes, right, and set off a whole franchise. And
this is your thought process, how you're weighing this.
This is my thought process. Starship Troopers. I mean,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
it's hilarious because it's like
another comedic action film that sort of makes fun of a lot of aspects of what's going on.
But yeah, I mean, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just however we're feeling that day. A lot of the times, wherever it ends up, I fucking hate the list. I want to change it. But
that's the beauty of it. We have to live with it.
Yeah,
and it's gross at this point. So where would you put it, James?
I would put it behind Starship Troopers. I think in front of Mission Impossible 7 and John Wick 4.
Yeah, I could agree with that. What about where are you at, Alex? What are you thinking?
I mean, that sounds good to me. I haven't seen John Wick 4.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, like, First Blood is just a really good movie. I don't ever think
it's so classic.
Yeah,
right?
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, this is your guys' list, but yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, so it'd be new number 34.
I mean, that's high.
Yeah, and
some good company.
The thing about this list is when you start looking at the movies it's in front of,
right.
That's when you start to get
and
mad.
then you start losing your mind, right?
Give us some that it's in front of.
Okay, so it's in front of Hot Fuzz.
Okay.
It's in front of Ricky-O, the story of Ricky.
Has anyone seen Ricky-O, the story of Ricky? Let me encourage you to do so as soon as you can.
Well, there goes Sacred Deer.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Killing of a Sacred Deer is not
killing. Never mind Yorgos Lanthimos. Track down Ricky-O.
Yeah.
It will change your life.
I mean, it's in front of Prey.
Okay.
It's in front of it's in front of Predator.
The first Predator.
Wow.
It's in front of Commando.
Yeah, we're redoing some of these movies.
It's in front of Project A, Last Action Hero, I'm Back. I mean,
I'm Back. Wow.
It's brutal. It's fucking brutal.
But that's because on any given day,
right?
You know, if you watched a movie and you were in a great mood,
exactly,
you're like, you know what, this is a 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Fucking loved it.
Yep.
And yeah,
that's so easy to.
Apparently, it's better than Predator.
But that's so easy to do. I feel like with action movies, especially, like if you're in the right mood, like even the shitty action movies, you're like, fuck yeah, that was awesome. Like 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like Top Dog.
Like Top Dog.
I fucking love Top Dog. Have you seen Top Dog?
Of course, I haven't seen Top Dog.
Oh fuck! Put it at the top of your list.
Top Dog.
Sacred Deer 3.
Yep. Then Sacred Deer.
Or Invasion USA. Oh man, another one.
Invasion USA is a good one.
Top Dog,
That's a Christmas film though, with Chuck Norris.
Great.
Top Dog. Wow.
Top
That
Dog
is a
is
children's
fantastic.
film starring Chuck Norris and a dog, where they fight Nazis, white supremacists.
Sounds great.
So
That's all I want in a movie.
it's a special movie.
It's so good. I love it.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Had a lot of fun. Give us a plug one more time. Tell people where they can find you on the interwebs.
You know.
Sure, yeah. Thanks so much for having us on. We are Return, Revenge, Resurrection. You can find us on wherever you get your podcasts. Episodes come out on Thursday. You can also find us on Instagram. It's Return, Revenge, Resurrection. And you can send me a message if you want. I'll answer.
Dean will answer.
Awesome.
Yes. I will not.
It always falls on one of us, right?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, I've said this a million times on our show and just like to random people on the streets. Dean does everything. I show up, I talk about the movie, and I'm out. Like that's it. I have to send him
talent.
a file. Well, I don't know about that. I have to send him a file after he asks me about 6-7 times, and that's my job. That's what I do around here.
And he does some kind of magic, and then suddenly it exists. It's out there in the world.
Boop boop boop, and it's done. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. You can find us, of course, also on Instagram at Action Podcast, and we're on Letterboxd. That's where the list lives. Check out the BFOP network. Make sure you check out the other shows, including Return, Revenge, Resurrection on there. And we will catch you soon.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's got scallions.